Welcome to Safe Space, a place where we have honest conversations about experiences that shape us into who we truly are. Today we're going to be talking about neurodiversity, specifically looking into autism. Now, for many people, autism is misunderstood. It's narrowed down to stereotypes, labels, or even assumptions. But autism is far from that. Autism is not a trend. Autism is not a personality flaw, and it definitely is not something for you to be afraid or scared of. Rather, it is a different way of thinking, processing, communicating, or even living and experiencing life as a whole. Today, we're creating a safe space, not to fix, not to judge, but to understand. I'm your host, Elate Sithole, and we're joined by Kgosi Tau. So, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Can you please tell us, who is Kgosi?
Let's see. I'm 20 at the moment, turning 21 very soon. I finished my A-levels a couple of months ago. Overall, I'd like to just say that I'm just a creative. I like to create things. I like to write stories. I like to script stories when I can. I like to be on the stage and just act and be a different person in general. I'm also just, a son, a brother, a friend, really just someone who, doesn't think too highly of himself. Someone who's just, cares for others, albeit in my own way, and really tries to also be there for myself too.
Okay, so you mentioned friend. You're already my friend. Okay, you are already my friend, locked in.
Yeah.
And you mentioned something about acting.
Yes.
In a crisis, I know who to call. If I want to get out of that date, I know who to call. Because it's time.
Don't worry, it'll be so seamless. I'll just be there. Hello, yes.
That's right. That's right. Okay, so running into what we're here for today.
Yeah.
What is autism for you? How would you describe it?
Okay, I would say autism for me, I don't want to think of it as a neurological disorder, like the scientific term. I want to think of it as someone who is differently abled, someone who thinks about things and behaves quite differently to an ordinary neurotypical, right? Because, if we take a look at the scientific term, sometimes I kind of frown at it and the way they phrase what autism means, because it's a bit abnormal. Well, it's not a bit abnormal, it's an abnormal, harmful impact on your nervous system, and it affects the way you communicate with others. And it also affects the way you behave, your communication as well, all of that. Sometimes I frown at it because I'm like, that isn't really true. But the reality of it is there, So that's why I'm saying I think of it as being differently able to do stuff. And it comes with its blessings. And it also comes with its curses as well. So that's how I would describe autism, really.
So you mentioned different way of thinking and viewing things, basically. Yes. So when would you say was the first time you realized, not my way of doing things, it's not like yours? And how has it been? I would say the experiences.
Well, I'll just start off my parents, really, because they were the first ones who really noticed that something was wrong. So typically, when it comes to detecting whether your child is on the spectrum or not, right? There's usually a bunch of symptoms to look out for. For instance, the most common being loss of speech, right? From what my mom told me, I managed to garner together a couple of words when I was 2 years old, but over time I started to lose them, right? And then my mom and my dad, they were quite concerned. And it was my dad that raised the suggestion that, hey, let's go to a speech therapist and see what the issue may be. So they went, and then that's when really the whole diagnosing process began, whereby I went to an occupational therapist. Her name's Frida. She has her own occupational therapy office in Nanohang, around the Nanohang area. Really good, really excellent. That's where I went to the most in regards to like assessments, because you don't diagnose autism the same way you diagnose, say, cancer or diabetes. You don't do blood tests. You do behavioral assessments in regards to motor skills, communication, how you think about things in etc. And if there's a certain report that says, yeah, these are common traits of someone who's on the spectrum, then they'll tell my parents. So that's exactly what happened in this case. So I've grown up knowing I was different, you know, because the kind of childhood that I had was completely different to the kind of childhood that everyone else that I know of had, you know. It was filled with going to Frida, the said occupational therapist, from primary school, beginning as early as preschool, actually. Like preschool, primary school, I went to her all the time. Like I had 2 sessions with her, 1 or 2 sessions with her every week, whereby I was doing like skills training in regards to social skills, motor skills training, and also just behavioral therapy as well, through play and through other forms as well. So that's why I've grown up with this understanding of autism, because my parents were just like, we're not going to hide this from you. We're going to just tell you, look, you've got this condition, but that doesn't mean you are not allowed to live the kind of life that others live. So, yeah.
Okay, you spoke on speech, and that made me want to run quickly to the sensory experiences.
Yeah.
How has it been for you, like light, sound, touch? Also, how is your day-to-day life like? How does it run?
Okay, in regards to sensory overloads and all that, right? With light, I'm very sensitive to like really, really bright light that just appears in the moment, right? Because, you know, with the kind of lighting we've got here, right? I have already adjusted to it my whole life in etc. But when it comes to like bright light, that's just instant. That, you know, it gives my body a bit of a reaction where I just shake a bit. Touch, it's getting there. I'm starting to become a bit more open to people. Although before, you know, I'm usually someone that's quite to themselves. So when someone like touches me in etc. that I'm not familiar with, or I get like a sharp pain of sorts in etc., that also gives my body a bit of a feeling as well, and it also kind of messes up my mood. I would say that I'm the most sensitive in regards to sound. If there's a very high volume of sound around me, I get headaches. You know, if it's like a very sharp sound, like it's I would find myself just covering my ears, because it's a very triggering kind of sound. And, you know, I would try by all means to find a way of reducing that sound, or asking someone, hey, can you reduce that bit of volume for me as well in etc. So yeah, with this kind of sensory overloads, it happens from time to time. There'll be some days whereby some loud sounds wouldn't really affect me. Other days, same thing, you know, I would just panic a bit. Same thing with lights, same thing with touch. So yeah, but my day-to-day life really, and I'm grateful for my parents in regards to the fact that they put me, they made sure that I wasn't going to undergo my education differently compared to adults. I was going to get the same kind of education that others might have, although at the time they realized, okay, if we put Kgosi in a government school, he's not going to progress the way we want him to progress. So so that's when my parents and Frida met and said, okay, right, we're going to have to put him through private education. So I went to Humpty Dumpty first, then I went to Thornhill, then I went to Marapula, and then, yeah, because the facilities really, and also just the knowledge of autism, it's more present compared to what you might find in government schools. So my mom particularly was just like, look, I don't want my child to regress in such a way whereby we have to treat him very differently compared to others in etc. We don't want him to feel like he's, an outcast in the community. We want to make sure he has the same kind of childhood as other children do, albeit a bit more expensive because it's private education. And obviously there's a lot of financial implications that come with private education alongside paying for those therapies and etc. But it was all done to ensure that I'm sitting here talking to you today. Otherwise, if it hadn't been for that, then I don't know.
Thank you so much for sharing your experience with us. I'm sure the viewers at home have learned something. So we're going to run into a short break. And after the break, we're going to be looking into the misconceptions and the challenges that we face as people who are autistic. Thank you so much. You're watching Safe Space. Stay tuned. Welcome back to Safe Space. Now, before the break, we had a conversation about how autism feels internally, truly lived, right? Now we're going to jump into the challenges, the barriers, the misconceptions that are usually faced around this. So, Kgosi,
Yes.
please share with us, what is one misconception that you feel people have about autism?
I would say that the biggest misconception in regards to what people think of autism is obviously the fact that, every now and again we have breakdowns, meltdowns, shutdowns even. And, people don't understand how we process really negative emotions in real time at that moment. So say if we're frustrated about something, right? And we have a huge meltdown over it, people will just be like, oh, he's just seeking attention. He or she is seeking attention. He or she is trying to be dramatic and all of that, when really that's not what we're trying to do here, right? Because with autism meltdowns and shutdowns particularly, right? We're not trying to seek attention here. We're trying to regulate our emotions, especially emotions that bring about stress, anxiety in that moment. So that, alongside the fact that on the media, right, we're portrayed as being like the smartest of the smartest, I'm terrible at maths. There's no way in hell you'll find me at a hospital, right? I'm not Sean Murphy. Like, I frown upon people who say that they get the information in regards to autism from shows like The Good Doctor, or movies like Rain Man, because I'm like, it feeds on the stereotypical idea that with autistic people, right, you're smart in regards to like the STEM sciences, like your biology, your engineering, your mathematics, because of the fact that we see things differently, which I can understand. But also at the same time, it's like not every single autistic person is interested in STEM. So I think that's another big misconception that people have in regards to what autism is like for us.
Okay. All right. Now, with that stereotype that's given, do you think there are moments where you've had to hide or mask yourself? And what has it been like emotionally or mentally for you?
Masking's quite challenging, but also at the same time, it's like, it's second nature to us. And that was one thing which I truly had to deal with the most throughout my high school years, whereby I had to mask my emotions and who I really am in that space. Because also at the same time, I don't want to be the type of guy who's like, or who wants to create any form of attention, you know, unless it's the kind of attention which I'm involved in and it doesn't rub off negatively on me, you know. So masking, really, it's challenging because you find yourself being in spaces whereby you truly do not want to be there. But there's a part of you that says, I want to be there because I want to feel accepted by one aspect of society. And I wish that wasn't the case. But I feel like my biggest issue with masking is the fact that it's just affected my friendships and etc. Because looking back at it, I'm like, with the exception of a really good circle of friends which I've gotten, I'm not proud of the fact that I don't have a proper community of friends around me, or at least people that check up on me, because I've managed to mask myself for so long. So yeah.
Okay, I sense that it's quite overwhelming.
Yeah.
So with it being overwhelming, how have you managed to deal with this overstimulation, if I must say?
Well, I would say that the one thing that really helps me in that moment is just being alone, you know, and just being in a place of solitude with someone that I can trust to help me process every single thing, right? And when it comes to trust for me, it's quite hard because I never know what people will do with that kind of information. Because the information we have about autism in this country is very, very low. So sometimes it's climbing a mountain to explain to someone that, hey, I've got this condition, right? So yeah, I just want to be in a place where I'm alone, where I can process everything properly with someone nearby. Even if I say I don't want to be around anyone, trust me, I do, but not too many people to the point where my overstimulation or my overwhelming feelings rise again, you know. So that, alongside music helps a lot. You know, I like to listen to music all the time. I prefer noise cancelling headphones because it truly blocks all the noise of the world around me, and I can just focus on my music. Unfortunately, I misplaced my AirPods Pro, so I've been struggling for like the last year, but yeah, music in that moment helps me just regain some sort of clarity. Music and just blocking noise, really. So yeah.
Okay, thank you so much for sharing that with us. I think it highlights the importance of inclusivity.
Yeah.
Right, helping us to create a safe space basically for the people around us. Right, we're going to jump into one final break, and once we're back from the break, we're going to speak on the support and how we can create a safe space for people like us. Stay tuned. Welcome back to Safe Space. We've talked about experience, we've talked about challenges. Now let's look into support. Let's look into the strengths and how we can actually create a safe space for each other. Because someone at home watching us could be neurodivergent, or someone watching could love someone who is. So Kgosi, please tell us, what would you view as a safe support system for you?
The first thing that comes to mind is presence. You know, just being there in the moment and just accepting me nonetheless, right? So I'd say presence and also understanding too, right? I don't want to feel as if I've been taken lightly by a group of people or by someone because of my condition, right? I want to find myself in a support system whereby, regardless if you're family, regardless if you're friends of mine, or the community at large, I feel as though I am supported, I am filled with presence, positive presence around me, and I feel validated to feel the way that I feel. And even in moments whereby there's wrongdoing, you know, there's validation enough for me for others to say, hey, You did this, you did that, right? Let's find a way of you understanding what you did, apologizing to that person, and taking it from there. So just a safe space really whereby there's validation of what I feel in the moment and just presence and understanding.
Okay, so earlier on you had mentioned how with your friend group you had to hold on to certain parts of yourself.
Yeah.
So what do you feel you'd want to tell to families or friends on how to be better allies?
I would say just do your research first. Do your research. There's nothing wrong with reading articles or watching videos, right? Be careful about where the sources are from though. And then I would say, if you want a better understanding, just talk to the person. Call them up and say, hey, I hear you're autistic. I hear you're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? Tell me, how's this experience like for you, right? And just being able to listen to that person, right? And also treating said person as if they're just another typical person, right? Because if we want to achieve the kind of society we want, right? Regardless of whether you're neurodivergent or neurotypical, you need to treat each other equally. You can't leave one person out just because, you know? So just inclusivity in activities, events, stuff, you know? Because from experience, right? If I had that kind of community, maybe I'd be a bit more happier than I already am at the moment, you know? But also at the same time, I feel like on my end, maybe I just didn't project those feelings enough because I didn't want to seem as though I'm desperate to those people and that I'm trying to, you know, make them tethered to me instead of letting them live their own lives, you know? So, yeah.
Okay, now that we've spoken on the support, how about we talk about someone at home who has just been diagnosed? What would you say to them?
I would say that this is a journey that you're going to live with for the rest of your life, right? This is something which is going to have good days and also it's bad, right? Just go with the motion in regards to it, right? There's no life path which is easy for all of us, right? And when you're neurodivergent like myself, right, it's a lot harder. However, just make sure that you take care of yourself first and that you're there for your family and your family can be there for you. And also the same thing to your friends as well, right? That way, you'll find that living with this condition, right, it's not a death sentence of sorts. There's a community worldwide of people with the spectrum, right? People who are autistic. So we need to make sure that that community remains intact regardless, right? And we can only grow and grow and grow. And we can only grow through understanding, through inclusivity, and also through presence as well. So make sure that you do the work to put yourself in that community, while also at the same time helping your family come to terms with it, instead of letting them jump to their own conclusions and, you know, saying things and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, because you hear tragic stories about people being treated like outcasts by their own families, their own communities, friends, whatnot, and all of that. So just, if we have that kind of community, all the myths, stereotypes will just be debunked.
Thank you so much for honoring the invite. Thank you for sharing your story with us, because you have informed us on what autism really is like, what it feels like to be neurodivergent.
Yeah.
All right, that was Safe Space. Thank you for staying tuned with us. I think we have learned today what it means to create a safe space for like-minded or different-minded people like us, right? There's space for growth, there's space for everyone. Let's just be accepting of it. I'm your host, Elate Sithole, and you're watching Safe Space. Thank you.